Welcome back. I'm going to go through a couple more applications that are built into the Macintosh operating system. One is called Mission Control. Mission Control shows you what is going on your computer. There is what's on your desktop and dashboard. Dashboard is something that many of us don't use anymore. They're little applications. It was prior to the App Store. All these applications are free. For example, if you want to have a different type of clock, maybe a unit converter, the weather. Now you have to set the weather up. This one's set up for Cupertino. I'm not going to show you how to use this because honestly I think it slows down the computer, so I don't run them anymore. And we all, most of us I should say, have iOS devices, or there are other applications that we can get and let them run on our machine. I like to show you the system preferences. This is the equivalent to settings on a iPad or iPhone. Here you could choose to change the background. You can use any of the backgrounds. You could use a solid color when you're trying to get color correction with images. I recommend just using a solid gray. You can even add your own personal pictures. I personally usually do the solid gray, but I'm just going to leave my background like the standard the standard screen that I had when I first bought the computer, which you have. There are different screensavers, and I don't mess with this. I kept my screensaver to 20 minutes and just not worry about it. Printing, if you need to add a printer, usually when you plug your printer in it'll show up, but you could choose the printer settings and click Add Printer, and then it will hopefully recognize your printer. If it doesn't, you could look through a list of the printer choices they give you. I'm not going to go into detail with this because 9 times out of 10 your printer has shown up on that list. Also, a scanner. If you have a scanner, I have two. I have a printer that's an all-in-one printer that has scanning functions, plus I have a standalone scanner connected. And this is also the area you would set up scanning. So let's go back to show all. iCloud. iCloud is a web-based storage system that not only syncs your Macintosh, but Macintosh, iPad, iPhone. If you don't have it set up, you should set it up and decide, do you want your mail, contacts, calendar, all of these, your documents to be synced between all your devices. Now, the documents are not totally synced between all devices. These are only Apple applications like Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, which is the Microsoft equivalent. The Microsoft equivalent is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So those don't sync together. If you want to have access to all your documents, you may want to store them in a different cloud-based system like Dropbox or Boxy. So I happen to have everything synced here. Always have Find My Mac. It's the same thing like Find My iPad. If someone steals your computer, whether it's a desktop or a notebook, you could trace it. But remember, never go after it yourself. Always call the police. Here are additional applications I have installed. Many of you would want to install Flash if you do a lot of web surfing and video watching, and Java. Now, both of these are not standard. These are applications you have to install yourself. If I worked on your machine, I've already installed them for you. Something else you may want to know about is your mouse and keyboard. You want to increase or slow down the mouse or keyboard, for example, it's going to tell me there's no mouse connected. I don't have a mouse on this computer. I have a trackpad. So it's going to show me, teach me how to use it, and I also could make changes and adjustments to it. General, you could decide on the appearance for the buttons, highlights, your sidebar, how big the font. Now here I could say how many items I want to see. I have it set. Use LCD smoothing fonts, fine, no problem. Turn off text smoothing, fonts smaller. Some applications require this. This is a little more detailed than you need to know, but I just want you to see it. Here we could add mail. You could add your Gmail account. You could add your Twitter, Facebook, Yahoo, AOL, iCloud, and Microsoft Exchange. You could add your Comcast here. These accounts you could place here. I have a few of them already set up. You click add if it's not one of these that are preset for you. Network settings. If you can't connect to your hardwired or Wi-Fi network, here shows I'm on Wi-Fi. If I plug an Ethernet cable in, this little red ball will now become a green ball. And I always keep it at automatic. Users. I have set up some of your systems, and here on this computer, my own, I'm an administrator, and there are different users. We all can administrate, but I have one administrative login, and this is one I don't touch. If anything gets corrupt, you could always go back to the administrator login and still work on your computer. Energy savings. When you want to put your hard drive to sleep, I have it set for never, because I do things that I don't want this to go to sleep. But I recommend you put it to sleep around 15 minutes of not being used. Also, I would also put your hard drive to sleep. I have this set up for other reasons, the way it looks. Dock, you may not like your dock on the left. You may want to put it on the bottom. You may want to put it on the right. This is where you could put it. Magnify, that means they get a little bigger. If I take the magnification off, they don't move. It usually comes standard unmagnified. If you want your icons bigger or smaller on your dock, you adjust it there. You could explore some of this. Accessibility setups are very important to me. I like my text spoken. I set this up. If you choose to have your text spoken back to you, I'm more than happy to show you how to do that. I'm not going to show you in this video. Software update, we really don't use the software update over here anymore. I'm going to quit right now. We all go through the App Store. That was something in the previous versions, and they haven't taken it out yet. So that is your second video on an introduction. Just point out again the download folders here, applications, and don't forget your Finder. Your Finder helps you find things. And to recap, Launchpad opens a window with all your applications. Mission Control shows you what is open. Shows that my Finder's open on my desktop and I don't have any dashboard widgets, that's what they're called, widgets, little applications showing. And that is it for now. Look forward to showing you a little more features of your new Macintosh.